Hey guys, welcome to L.A.G, episode number 6. My name is Zeris, and today with me I have
Human
and Toshi.
We also have a special guest with us today. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Man Meat, and I'm banging everyone for New Year.
That gun's gonna get so much use.
Yeah, but it's preemptively loaded right now, so we gotta be careful.
Yeah, we actually got that as a gag gift at New Year's Eve, which was pretty hilarious in a lot of different ways.
Tell them what it is.
It is a ball gun. It shoots a foam ball about 1 foot from the gun itself. So we were using it to shoot everyone in the balls.
Well, specifically, you were using it to shoot everyone in the ball.
Hey, I passed it on to Toshi. He got to bang some balls too.
Oh, did
Well,
you really?
speaking of balls, we've seen Adam's waist. It's too comfortable
What?
with you.
How did you bring that up already?
Balls as in balls.
We may have to take that away from you.
So yeah, the ball gun was used on all forms of balls, including breasts.
Oh, by the way, Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's! Then the rest of it was actually the New Year's itself. I'm going to save what I did for it for last, or probably have somebody else spoil it.
Let's save it for last.
Yeah,
You're right,
Toshi, you were hosting. You open us up.
Okay, so for New Year's this year, we had 19 people come over to my 1,200 square foot house, which is a lot of people for not much room. And so we all kind of had drinks, and black lights got broke, and beer bottles got broke, and some of our friends that shouldn't have. Jeez,
What is going on here?
Ceres is making a mess.
Sarah's dropped another big black thing on the floor.
Zeris.
So, yeah, what we did was we had the normal family, all of our friends come over, and we all had a party, and then we combined another party from some of my friends from high school, and they came over, and that just elevated the crazy, weird loudness of that group into our group, which was... It kind of put most of our group into, isolation mode.
Well, for me, that was the point where I actually switched over from extroverted qualities to introverted qualities for a bit. I was like, I have no idea who half these people are. The other half of the people that I do know are obnoxiously loud. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to stand over here.
Oh, man, I missed out.
Pretty much what I did.
Yeah, Human was just sitting there playing the video games.
Yeah, pretty much my thing was we started out, gathering, people started coming in. So we did a usual tradition, which was play a little Drawful.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a nice fun game.
Drawful was a fun game.
Yeah, a lot of M-rated things, lesbian, orgy, names, Zeris. And your drawings, yeah, that did not help. You and Yaoi Mom, oh my gosh, you two. But after that, then we played a little bit, what was that second game we played? The one with the sounds.
The sound game, I can't remember.
Yeah,
it's on that package, though.
Yeah, that sound game. And then after I played a little Batman, and it was just because of twitching. Then we started eating the food, and that got crazy because I don't think
Yeah, we had a hot pot, which is a hot pot is normally like a Japanese or what other
Chinese.
Chinese. Chinese.
Asian.
Yeah,
Let's just go Asian.
Man Meat, you're
Yeah, I'm full on Chinese here.
you're Chinese, and then Human is Vietnamese.
So yeah, Asian. Let's go Asian.
And Zeris and I are white.
Yeah, they're as white as you can get.
Well, no.
I'm Asian at heart.
Oh, no, that's true.
He's more Asian than me, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm what you call a mirror for the sun in the summer.
The glare.
If only you were a ginger.
Oh, gosh.
Fortunately, I don't burn. That's the one upside I've got.
I'm only ginger on my beard.
Yeah.
Everything else is fine.
Toshi is pretty hot there,
Are you really going to bang him on the mic right now? It just sounds like
I sound like...
Yeah.
I totally would bang him on this.
Oh, jeez.
Which reminds me.
And we should continue the story. So we had some friends come over. We all got, not all of us got drunk, but quite a few of us did. We played some Cards Against Humanity. We
played 5 rounds. Not even rounds. 5 actual
Just
winners
people.
of a game of Cards Against Humanity.
What did we do after that? Because what did we get distracted with?
It was someone was playing lots of music on the TV, so every time they would
everybody
start
was
up another,
twerking.
yeah,
I
exactly.
escaped that.
All the girls were
I
twerking.
escaped that.
Oh man,
so
see, okay,
fast.
I missed out on the New Year's here. So obviously, I've heard people getting drunk off of your gag gift.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's say
Well,
we did.
you might have missed out on some things, but at the same time, when he says all the girls were twerking, he does in fact mean that majority of the girls were dancing, but there was also one Xeris dancing and twerking.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes, okay.
In
Yes,
a special outfit.
Well, we'll save.
Oh, I missed
yeah,
that again.
We want Xeris to tell the story for
Okay.
that one. But we also did. Was it Dirty Santa?
Yes.
We also did Dirty Santa.
Yeah, we did the Dirty Santa, which those gifts were pretty fun and funny. I think. What was one of your favorite gifts that was in the Dirty Santa human?
Ball gun.
The ball
gun.
The ball gun has been used a lot. I gotta admit, the silver one was very tempted. I was gonna steal that originally.
The silver coin.
Yeah, the silver, because I was sitting there going, I could steal that and piss off Senpai. I was like sitting there, I was that close. He's like, don't. He's just looking at me like, no. He's shaking his head and he's like, no, don't you dare. Like,
Yeah, I'm surprised no one really actually got the one gift that was actually probably worth more than $15.
Yeah, I was just being nice because he collects it. I was like, okay, that's cool. Then, yeah, I now know never buy a gift that can lead to liquor.
Yeah, Diva kind of got a little crazy last night.
Okay.
Breaking my blacklight.
Yeah.
So is that how we were playing?
Yeah.
She stepped on it.
So yeah, Diva got the first. Was she number 1, number 2?
What?
When she drew.
No, she was like number 5 or 6.
No, I was 5. I thought she was early.
She was 5 or 4.
Obviously, you guys.
She
were
was
drunk.
at least 4 then because I was 5.
Yeah.
But she got the gift which I got, which was a giant bottle, which basically was a wine bottle with the shape of a wine glass on top.
Yep.
And then she's like, I've seen these before. My mom has it. I went, oh, that's not good. So then, miraculously, in 2 minutes, I saw the bottle from empty to a color that I couldn't tell exactly what it was. And she started drinking that. And drinking that. And she got about good 0.2, like the top of the actual
I
bottle.
would say she finished a third of it.
Yeah.
She finished at least 2 glasses full of wine, full.
Yeah, and that's not including what else she had, supposedly.
Yeah, she was drinking some other stuff.
All right,
So by the time that she filled that wine bottle up, she was already drunk.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, what was you going to say?
Well, I was gonna say her
Mammy?
mother is a lightweight because I got her tipsy at the wedding.
At the wedding.
Yeah, I gave her what I had in my flask. So knowing her, she must have been lightweight.
Yeah,
They're
so,
just lightweights.
so after that, I actually took the bottle away when, should we get rid of this and talk to some of the girls who had that? Like, yes, you should. So I was like, then she's like, I'm not going to work tomorrow. I'll be fine. I'm like, well, it is New Year's Eve. I'll be nice. I'll give it back to her. Then when Mrs. Leak grabbed the bottle and started walking away, I was like, is she really gone? Yeah, give me the bottle.
And that's when you chugged the rest.
I just looked at it, shrugged my shoulders, and down the dang thing.
Oh man.
What was your favorite gift that was at the party, Xeris?
The nipple tassels.
Oh, matter of fact, where's my nipple tassel? Oh, there it is. I'm wearing one right now.
Yep, these
Where
nipple
is the
tassels.
other one though? That's what I can't find. It.
These
still
nipple
sticky.
tassels were a gift from Xeris that was put in the Dirty Santa.
It is still
And
Who got them?
I think Gunmaster's girlfriend did. Yep.
sticky. Yep.
And so,
Hey, baby.
man meets over here with the nipple tassel on.
I will admit he's the only one who helicoptered them well. So
Oh yeah.
So
Seriously,
yeah,
did a
that
really
was a
good
that was
job.
a pretty good gift. My favorite gift was probably the heck, just watching everybody just open up the random gifts. The bag that I got everybody.
You had such.
It was just random dollar gifts from the dollar store.
That was
like
a
a bag
gift.
of rocks.
That was a gift.
It was a bag of rocks and air horn, which we never used it.
Oh, I was thankful. No, I think it would have been good. We'll save that because I was thinking we had drunk person, we had the
Diva.
yeah,
Yeah, it was probably a good thing that we didn't use
yeah.
it.
So I think if she got a hold of that,
Oh, jeez, it would have gone all night.
Yeah.
Did nobody buy a dildo or a vibrator?
Nope.
What?
Well, I actually was really hoping that, because when I left the shop to pick up the nipple tassels, the first thing through my mind was, oh my god, I should have bought one of those little dollar vibrators.
I was gonna think of.
Can I tell you what my original gift was before that glass was? There were these little like wine stoppers that you buy. They were red, but it was shape of a guy, and the end of it, the stopper,
Is his penis?
yes. I was like, going. I did buy them. I bought a 3-pack. The problem is they wouldn't be delivered until like mid-January. I was like, nope. That's why I switched out.
Oh man.
Because I would thought that would have been a great gift.
Oh, that would have been
yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, but I was like, why 3 weeks? So I was like, no, this is not worth it.
Another little cool thing that we did this New Year's was kind of something that's typically you see in the Japanese culture. It's like a bamboo wishing tree. And so pretty much what Zaris and I did the night before.
Make out?
No.
I want to talk about that.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Make out is the wrong word.
Yeah, definitely the wrong word.
Probably banged each other, most likely.
Wait, you haven't seen it, Mammy. We're going to tell you what they did.
I'll tell them about the bamboo tree first.
Yeah.
Short version. I have no future in the political agenda whatsoever now.
He's gonna be raped. No, yeah.
So the bamboo wishing tree, the night before, Zaris and I went out because I guess there's a neighbor down the street of mine who was growing bamboo in their backyard, and it kind of overtook and it grew outside their fence. And so I went up to them and asked them, I was like, hey, can I have some of that bamboo? They're like, yeah, sure. So I stole Zaris, and I was like, hey, you want to go help me dig up some bamboo? He's like, oh yeah, sure. That shouldn't take like 5 minutes. Because
Really?
he was thinking it was only like
No,
maybe
you
4
did-
feet, or
yeah.
not even 4 feet, like a foot tall, 2
Yeah.
feet tall.
Yeah, you guys don't
No,
know.
it was quite larger.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came with just a shovel and a bag, and the trees or grass
It's a grass. Bamboo is a grass.
that we were digging up are taller than I am, and I'm 6'4". So he's getting close to the tree trying to dig it up, and I'm like, you do realize that because of the branches' width, the roots are going as far as those branches are. He ended up hacking it down with a knife instead.
Yep.
It took 3 separate trips to go and actually get it.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. So what the whole purpose of that was a bamboo wishing tree. All I know about it is you just tie these little ribbons on it. You write down your wish, your name, and the date, and you just write down your wish and hang it on the bamboo tree. It's just something cool from Japan that I thought we'd incorporate this year.
Considered we hung our dreams and hopes on a dead tree, I'm pretty sure it's safe assumption all our hopes and dreams are dead.
Oh, jeez.
Comforting. Thank you.
And then so to talk about the whole making out thing, which was not making out.
Dry humping.
I was walking underneath
you
the
gotta hear this
mistletoe,
We're having a
and
conversation.
I was having a conversation, and then I guess Zaris walked under the mistletoe with me.
Someone actually saw that, looked up for a second, went, oh crap, and dodged while
Yep.
Zaris was coming in.
Yep.
I forgot who said that. I was like, oh.
And so we had a kiss. You want to explain that part?
Well, sure. So I saw that he was standing underneath the mistletoe, fake mistletoe.
Oh, thank goodness it was funny.
It's holly and mistletoe.
So I just saw that it was ending the conversation, hopped right in, just walked straight in, planted right in front of him. He was like, what's up? I just looked directly up at the mistletoe, and he's like, crap. Because the night beforehand, I stood underneath it and said, hey. And he's like, nope, I'm not standing underneath it with you. So he deliberated for a solid 20 seconds.
Yeah, I was staring. I was like,
I was chuckling like a
Dreading
fiend,
it.
just being like, all right, chicken out. I dare you.
no balls.
And the surprising part, when he grabbed me by my cheeks on both sides and just planted his lips on mine, I was like, wait, what? No, this isn't how it's supposed to work.
taking advantage.
Yeah, you should have
of.
seen Rama's face. She's
Oh,
just like,
yeah.
oh my god, what is he doing?
Yes. Yes. It was.
So yeah, that was pretty fun. The rest of the night, yeah, that was a really fun night.
Zaris, what did you want to explain
So-
about the night?
For the twerking segment, this was after all of the gag gifts, after all of the food, about 10 minutes before midnight, just kind of dance party. I zip back to the closet, switch into a bright pink dress with some something that came from the Secret Dirty Santa. Zip back out to the dance floor.
Or are you going to use it as a surprise? Okay.
Oh, yeah. So start doing some twerking. Apparently get caught on multiple videos. And then somebody plays the song Sexy and I Know It. So for the first verse of it, just dancing along like normal. Then towards the end, drop down to flash everyone the nipple tassels, which I put on underneath. Half the people listening to this probably already knew that was coming up. Then helicoptered the nipple tassels. Still on video, so no political clear for me. Next up from there, the second verse for I'm Sexy and I Know It. Drop the entire dress down to bright blue man's panties and start twerking.
It was disturbing.
I'm sure.
I will be honest, I knew something bad was happening because I was sitting in the room with another friend of ours, and I saw Zeris walk out, change. I'm like, I'm just going to wait in here. I love you, buddy, but I'm just going to wait in here.
Well, we've seen our fair share of his ass.
Right.
Yes, but
At the spa.
but when you see him walk out slipping that on, because you were helping him put it on, and I was just like,
We don't need this. It's like, we don't need the spa. We got you right now.
Right?
So much man meat.
yeah. Then after when the ball dropped, yes, everyone had to give a kiss. You kissed. What did you kiss there, Zeris?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
the case for Xenoblade Chronicles X.
What? Balls drop?
I kissed my wife.
Yeah, you kissed your wife.
Hey, we both kissed our wife.
I kissed no one because I'm going to live with that. And did you have anyone special there,
Oh, for
Mandy?
New Year's? No, I was at the casino gambling and drinking my life away.
Why didn't you join us?
You were drinking the.
I was too.
kissing the
Okay, I was
alcohol.
too. By the time I was about to come over, I was like, "Fuck, I'm too drunk for this." And then I wake up with a hangover, go back to the casino, drink some more. So right now, I am pretty buzzed, feeling good.
Get more liquor.
I know. Where is more liquor? Where's our
all in
liquor
the
at? I
fridge.
know.
So that pretty much summarizes our New Year's Eve / New Year's Day.
All right.
More meat that we've seen.
So, speaking about New Year's, what's one of your New Year's resolutions for this year, Zeris?
Based upon the Cards of Humanity card that I pulled for it, my New Year's Eve resolution is the placenta.
The placenta.
What we did was we just went around the room using the Cards Against Humanity cards as our New Year's resolutions. So we just randomly drawn like our New Year's resolution is, and his was the placenta.
to make one, I guess, then?
Somebody else got jizz.
Yeah, that was
nice. That was good.
So what's your New Year's resolution, Human?
Are we doing real?
Real, yeah.
Okay.
Real, okay.
Truthfully, my New Year's resolution is to be more selfish, which sounds weird, but
I understand it.
yeah, but
You
if
should be. You should be.
Yeah, if you know how this group works and know how the people are, it makes sense.
Yeah, no. Be more selfish. We'll love you more.
All right. How about you, Mammy?
All right, man. My New Year's. Hey, I'm gonna spend more time with you guys. As much as I missed out half of the year, I feel like I missed out a lot.
Yeah. Well, are you joining us for the spa?
The spa? Yeah.
Okay.
This January.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
My New Year's resolution for this year is to eat healthier, and cut sweets, and definitely stop eating McDonald's, and working out a little bit more. I know it's kind of more of a generic one, like always, but I never make New Year's resolutions. So
You do
this one I'm
binge
going to
eat.
try to.
You do
Yeah.
binge eat. You eat. You got a
I
black hole there.
I
Black hole.
eat a lot.
Well, like I said, I'd be willing to do like a small workout or something like swimming. So
I'm
if you
totally
wanted
down for
to,
that.
Oh, where you
try
guys
to
gonna
make
get
a
the
day.
gym? Where the gym? You guys got?
No idea.
All right. Well, we need to work out.
Yeah.
What plan's going? I'll go with you guys.
That'd be fun. We'll see about that. Set it up that.
So on to the next subject. We're actually going to get started with an anime that Toshi's been watching. Shaman Sample?
Showman sample.
Showman Sample.
Yep.
Okay.
Pretty much all it is a harem. If you're into heavy harems, it's a comedy and it's pretty funny. But it's not something that I would highly recommend. But if you're bored and need something to watch, definitely go watch it.
Give us a description, like what it's basically about.
Okay, so it's about this kid. It starts off the first episode. it just throws you right in the middle. It's him sitting in classroom, and this girl comes up to him and said, "Hey, can you go get me some tea from the cafe?" And he's like, "Okay, sure." And he walks out of the classroom, and all of a sudden, all these big, giant, muscly, oiled up men that are half naked come steal him and throw him in a limo and and tie him up and put a bag over his head. And then when they get in the limo, they open up the bag, and there are all these men flexing at him, and like they're super gay.
Reminds me of you. We still do that to you. Throw you in the car and just
half
flex
the
at you.
faces are confused, half are like, oh, I accepted this.
So within the first like 10 seconds of this show, I'm like, okay, I'm hooked. This is hilarious. This is completely out of the norm. And so he gets dropped off in front of a all-girls school, like a high-class all-girls school.
Okay.
Which later down the road, you'll find out that it's used for marriage. Like, it's to build the best wives. Mm-hmm. So they teach the girls etiquette and, high-class stuff. So they don't know anything about, like, the commoner life. And so the principal gives...
No, I'm just thinking, I've read the summary, and I've actually seen that maybe a manga to this.
Mm-hmm. I think there is.
I just have not read it.
But the principal takes this commoner, puts him in the middle of the school. That way they can kind of understand the commoner life. And the only reason they picked a boy is because he's the most common person out of the whole school, and he was gay. So he wouldn't have to worry about him hitting on the girls.
He isn't, right?
But he's not.
Yep.
He has to stay on the down low as he's gay and likes muscles. But at the same time, all these girls are like hitting on him and like getting obsessed over him. Now there is a little bit of odd haremism in there because there's like this girl that looks like she's 6, but she's really 14, which is still the legal limit in Japan, which is still really odd.
Different culture, different worlds.
What is it? Lottie?
Lolita.
Lolita. Yeah.
And then there's this one girl who is a samurai, and she's kind of got the tsundere act to her. And then there's this other girl who's a preppy, she's the perfect girl, blonde, and she ends up, going into a forced marriage, and they all fight for her. Mm-hmm. And then there's the crazy, willing, just bubbly type. Okay. Which I liked that character a lot. She actually had some decent character development. But it's a time waster anime. It's funny.
Artwork.
I finished it within a week. So
12 episodes?
Yes.
How's the artwork in it?
The artwork is very what can I relate it to? It's just like any other high school kind of anime. It's not like super detailed, but it's not super like drawn out.
Okay.
Actually, the only anime, or most recent one, because there's a couple that I watched back when I was a kid, didn't understand what the genre was or anything like that. But the most recent one I saw was Gate. Not the biggest fan. It's not bad. The artwork's good, and I like the fantasy world that they have.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's lacking in depth. Like, I haven't found anything that makes me feel like there's actually a plot to it yet.
The thing I like about Gate, and also hate about Gate, is it's definitely unique, because the whole thing that I've noticed about Gate is it's obviously another little harem.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because the main character has this elf, this Lolita girl.
Let's explain Gate too.
And a wizard.
Yeah, let's explain what Gate is, because as I said, that one, I think we all know it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people may not know what Gate is.
So pretty much Gate is an anime about all of a sudden in Japan, this gate opens up. It's some magical, mystical gate that opens up, and all these monsters and warriors come out and just start killing people. Mm-hmm. And so the army gets involved, start killing them, and then they go through the gate and start building civilization, trying to figure out, where's all these minerals. It starts to get real political at that point.
What I think is interesting about Gate, because when you first read it and start out, it's the gate opens. It's alternate dimension, almost in a medieval setting.
Yes.
There's magic emphasis, no technology, nothing like that. And the people who have the advantage are the otakus when they come up, because they know how to fight the monsters. They know how to counter the demons. And actually...
Well, I think it's just a full military.
Yes,
I mean, they have...
Well, no. If you notice, the main character is otaku.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely an otaku.
And when you see how they get into military, a bunch of them are otaku style.
Yeah, well,
So,
there's a
they-
couple,
yeah.
not all of them, but yeah.
Yeah, because they all took it there, and those are the ones in command, from what I've read.
Yep.
So that's why I said it's sort of interesting they put that idea into that.
That does remind me. There was that moment when they fought the giant dragon, and main character pretty much said, "Aim for the giant glowy spot."
Yeah.
It's like if you played a video game ever, that's exactly what you do. So
Which I don't
yeah, I
even
see
think
what you're saying there.
Yeah.
I don't even remember that part. I just
It was
remember
going for the eyes, but
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
you mean really
It's the glowy spot.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
If you're playing a video game, it's glowing.
And as Toshi said, it is a harem base. He has a variety of females. that
It's
join.
harem, but it's like a light harem.
Yeah,
You know,
it's-
they're not like obsessing over him, except that
A couple are.
Yeah, except Rory Mercury, the little Lolita girl. She's kind of like almost sexually obsessed with him.
Almost.
She
But she's
almost
also
raped
like the
him.
bringer of death, though, isn't she?
Yeah, she's
like
pretty.
she's the bringer of
She's
death.
a
Yeah.
badass.
yeah, she's
She's
pretty cool
badass.
character.
And as I said, I've caught up with the manga, so it's pretty. I've got I don't know where the anime ended, but the manga is pretty far ahead, and there's a lot more to it, and you see more character development, you see more backstory.
Yeah,
with
see,
it.
I started it, and I watched like maybe the first 2 episodes. I was like, I'm not going to get into this. All it is Japanese military taking over like old medieval. I mean, of course they're going to win. I was like, there's like no plot, no development. The outro is a little odd because it's just a Hummer with like anime music. I'm like, okay, this is a little odd. The art style's different.
Wait, you actually involved the opening or ending for your analysis?
A little bit, yeah, because I'm big into music and I like art. So
right now it's their first season
And-
out, right?
yeah.
And if you watch an intro and an outro, that can tell a lot about the anime. It's kind of like a synopsis, but all like bundled up real tight.
One Punch Man.
Yeah, that definitely.
The ending.
See, I love the ending though because it's so
Oh,
generic.
it can so tell you so much about the show.
No, I like it because it doesn't say anything. Like this one actually does say a little bit about the anime, but it's just like I don't know. You just have to.
It's like the
you've
book
seen
cover.
it.
It's the cover of the book.
Oh, I didn't know that. I have to
No,
see
no,
it.
that's what intro and outro is. It's like the cover of a book. It tells you a brief information by looking at what you see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so anyway,
So you judge your animes by the cover?
In a way, he does. Yeah.
actually, I really do.
you see.
Yeah.
Until I'm like, okay, I don't have anything to watch. I'll just watch a random one, and then I'll start watching it. I'm like, okay, this story's. I could watch this.
See. So he does.
Unless
judge
I
it by
don't,
the-
unless I get a recommendation, I'll watch it, and if I like it, I'll watch it. But if I don't, then I'm not gonna watch it. But no, Gate's pretty cool. I'm starting to like it
It's
now
a
that
fantasy.
Huh?
You have to be into that fantasy.
Yeah,
You
and
got-
I know
you like
Ranma
it.
hates fantasy.
Well,
So
and you're not as big as in fantasy.
no, I'm
either.
not into fantasy and action anymore. I used to be, but
I liked the idea that they had with politics, but I feel like they're not involving it. Like, the main character that you're watching is literally just going around doing basic
Whatever he
things.
wants.
Yeah,
Well, that's the thing.
There's
He's the main character, and you're just following his story of his travels. All the politics and stuff is all in the secondary or side story.
that should be the main plot.
Well-
the rest of it's boring.
okay. What episode did you stop at?
I think like 8.
Okay, see, that's where I'm just now at, and it's just now starting to get political.
See, I
Like-
finished with it. I'm waiting for the second
Does
season.
it get
If
more
they're-
political?
It does. It other
There's a
than,
manga
you
series
know...
that you may like that sort of has that idea of politics and stuff. I actually include that. I'll give it to you later.
I mean, other than, the little Phil... I mean, it looked like it gets sidetracked, but then it jumps back into it. In the second season, I want to see, more action, more political, but... It looked like it's working its way there. First season just ended. I was hoping second season would be
So
soon.
what pulled you into it?
The fantasy. I actually liked it. It was pretty funny, comical. I think it was
You like
pretty comical.
fantasy and magical stuff.
Yes,
don't
I
you?
do. I do. But I love in depth. Like I'll know I'll know Zero.
No, I
Yeah.
love. I
All the
actually love
Noah
fantasy.
Zero was awesome.
That was a badass. Yeah.
I love fantasy and I love science fiction.
There you go.
Science fiction I really enjoy. Fantasy, it's a little harder to get into.
I think that's because fantasy, typically done in the
Medieval?
Japanese style,
Oh.
is not as effective. They a lot of times go for the more harem-y things. They lose out on what you gain with fantasy.
Well, I think it's because it's they're trying to build fantasy of a Western view with that.
No, the issue is that it's very much it focuses in on a lot of Japanese style things as opposed to taking the adventure into the fantasy realm.
Well, see, that's why I thought it was that, because when I like look at a fantasy one there, it's sort of like they know what a knight is, they know what a mage is and that, but it's sort of trying to build off Western ideas of what they see as Eastern views.
Maybe. I mean, if you were going to make an argument for it, I would say Fate would be something that would fall into that category.
Fate
and
Stay Night?
Yeah.
The Fate-
works.
See, Fate wasn't a fantasy to me. I guess fantasy to me means more like medieval.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I mean.
Yeah.
They're seeing what the medieval
Fate
times was,
is
they
more
never
just
had it.
like.
Berserker.
But see, that was kind of medieval, but it was like medieval modern.
Right,
Yeah.
but that's what I mean, is that goes into the fantasy element, which means something
Yeah,
that
there you
is outside of
Like wizard.
modern technology, and you go a little bit further back, magic is a thing, or
Yes.
things of that
Yeah.
nature. That's what
Dragons.
defines fantasy.
Fate did it really well, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the art style has a lot to do with Fate.
Not necessarily. The plot for Fate, now, yeah, I mean, the art style in that is amazing, don't get me wrong there, but when it comes down to fantasy in Fate versus fantasy in, say, something like Gate, you have the same elements. You've got magic, you've got, not just say dragons, they've only have Gate or dragons for that, but, medieval style combat and things of that nature. Combat specialists, for example, the Lolita girl, when she fights, it's much more close combat, running around, ridiculously fast movements that people can't replicate. That kind of thing is fantasy.
She's also immortal, so that is
Yeah.
fantasy. That's nothing you can have in our
Right.
reality.
Yeah, and then when you look back and compare that to something like Fate, you have people who are typically semi-immortal.
They were more spirits.
Yeah.
Because they were summoned. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it was more towards working to something. I think they
Yeah.
were battling each other, right?
Yeah, they were going for Chalice of Immortality, or what was the name of it again?
The Holy Grail?
Yeah, Holy Grail.
Yeah. For a second, I thought you were still talking about Gate.
right.
I was like, what?
Yeah, no, with Fate, it was about the battle for the Holy Grail. The different characters' desire for it, what they wanted out of it, why they were working together, with who they were working for, different things like that. There was the political standpoint between each of them, and they all worked within a logical facet for what was within the anime. With something like, not necessarily Gate, because Gate's a little closer.
Actually, there was not a lot of comedy in Fate either. I mean, there was like subtle
but it was-
comedy.
Oh, I've got a good example. Look at something like Fairy Tail.
It's very enjoyable.
Yeah, but it follows the same tropes. You've got a whole lot of, not nudity, but
Fan service.
yeah, fan service left and right. You've got a lot of the same animations, same attack names, same dialogue for fights, same type of enemies. There's not a lot of development for each of the characters, except
It follows
for
a
very
lot
small.
of the main tropes.
Exactly, but it's a fantasy setting. But it's exactly the same as, say, watching, to a lesser extent, Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho. If you take a fantasy and you just, in a lot of animes, you're not getting the fantasy element. You're taking an anime and you're just throwing a fantasy skin on it. So that's where my issue kind of comes in, is with a lot of them, when you go into a fantasy realm, it's just an anime with a fantasy skin as opposed to a fantasy style thing, where it changes the politics of something. The characters are acting in a logical sense for the area that they're in. And a lot of times when you throw an anime skin on the fantasy, you throw out the logic behind it. For example, Game of Thrones. Everyone does things logically for the world that they live in. To an extent, some characters are batshit insane.
I haven't even got to see it yet.
That's fair. But, it develops a world, and you can relate to an entirely different world because of the way that they use the world that is created there. With a fantasy anime skin, you're just watching Dragon Ball Z, but with a different character
With a
design.
fantasy style.
Yeah. It still has long, overly drawn out fight scenes with the same animation over and over again, etc., etc. So that's really the only thing there. But with that, with it comes to, overly drawn out fight scenes, we're seeing less of that in more recent animes. Think about things like All Noah Zero, where each of the fights was something that was entirely cognizant, as opposed to something that was an action fight scene. There was action to it, but it was a strategy that was being employed and finding out a weakness to it or a way to solve the
I
problem.
think that's why I enjoyed Aldenoa Zero so much. Is because
That's a different subject because that also depends on how the manga or whoever's creating it writes.
Oh, yeah.
Because, as I said, think of all the longevity series. One of the reasons they do that is because they have such a short distance between manga and anime. Like,
Do you think that the shift from now going forward is going to be heading more towards that, or do you think that it's going to stay similar?
Depends on the anime. If it's a longevity anime, and like they have 300 plus chapters, they have long,
Detailed.
Yeah,
Very detailed.
they have like the years upon years of build up. Those are still going to be long term because they have to catch up with the creator. With All No Zero, that was created as anime. I don't think there's a manga to that.
I have no idea.
I don't think there's a manga to that. So they pretty much go, this is how we want it. This is exactly how each episode should be built. So they could build it that short. They could build that concise. But if it's a manga created things, usually fillers, usually those long fight scenes drawn out, is because they're going, what is the creator needing time for to build up? We got to make sure the next arc is started. We got to make sure we have time for him to give us stuff to write and to create the anime. With All No Zero, as I said, I think it was an anime created one, so they can put those pieces in and make it short and concise like that.
Well, there's some animes where they have the manga and then they start it up, and for some reason they start developing the manga the anime after a couple manga episodes.
That's a legit thing because
Yeah.
anime was created to sell manga. Mm-hmm. That's why, because they're usually 80 to 90% of all anime is created from some type of manga, a light novel, or something there. So they have to put it out there so people can see it and go, where's the original work so we could get it.
Yeah, but sometimes they sell it and then it's like it comes out, but they stop making the manga when they're just gonna continue the anime. And I'm like, I want to read the manga.
I don't.
See, I wish they would keep the anime going at the same pace as manga.
They can't because
Yeah.
you know what happens.
I know. I just wish it would.
I
just
because-
it would be
but the
awesome
biggest- the
because
big
everybody
example-
could be on the same page.
See, the big example of why they can't was
Dragon Ball Z is a perfect example.
no. Actually, a better example is Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh yeah.
Think
Oh
of
yeah,
that.
because they redid that and it was so much better.
Yes, because they did it from the manga, the true story.
Yeah.
That's what Brotherhood's based on, and that's why they rushed it. They were like, "We need you to keep it." I was like, "I gotta make sure the story's right and how it flows." It's like, screw it, we're going this way.
All right, since you guys are talking about how many bases to make, have you guys ever watched L.A.G? They have like alternates. They have 3 different L.A.G made.
I haven't heard that.
It's a fantasy, but also it's like reality getting. It's like Inuyasha, a girl getting pulled into another world. Well, in this one, the guy gets pulled into another world.
Is it a classical one? Like old?
It's pretty classic. Yeah, it has 3 alternates, but I have not read the manga. But they have 3 alternate animates, so it really is different. So L.A.G is one of those classics too to me.
How long has it been out?
I think in the 90s maybe.
I've never even heard of it.
It's an older anime, maybe like 98, 99.
So with that, and knowing where anime comes in, where it's been, where it's going, where do you think it's going to be going in 2016?
I hope it gets better. I hope we
This-
start.
What
I
do you
start
mean by
we
better?
like weeding out the bad because
it's the art
okay
word by
like
bad.
okay by bad. This last fall season, the fall season of anime, I've maybe watched 1, 2, maybe tops 3 good animes, and I'm just like, it doesn't feel as. And I don't know if it's maybe because I'm getting older, I'm changing my style of liking certain shows, but it just feels like it's not getting as deep anymore.
Well, the
Like-
graphic is gonna get better.
Yeah,
It's gonna
like
be
the
different.
quality.
The artwork.
Yeah, the artwork and quality is going to go up, but the plot's going to be taken away because they're going to be focusing so much on the art that they're going to take away from the deep plot. And I want them to focus more on the deep plot than the art.
Well,
So
I don't think that having better artwork is going to detract from the plot. That's 2 entirely different works.
Well,
There's-
the artwork gives you a different feel for sure.
oh yeah, definitely.
So I mean, have you seen the Count of Monte Cristo? That artwork was totally different.
the anime one.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
I know what you're
anime.
talking about.
That artwork was totally different from all the animes I've seen, but it is unique. I mean, they're doing a lot of remakes too. Like I see a lot of remakes.
I'm
over
trying
the
to remember
years.
one
This
that I watched a
2016.
remake that I enjoyed the anime, and then when the new art style came out, I was like, oh my god, this just made it so much better. But I can't even think of what it is now. But no, for 2016, I want more quality anime.
Well, they're
Like-
doing a lot of remakes, is what I'm seeing.
See, this
Yeah.
is what I'm predicting is going to happen because I think it's towards this. I'm saying that we are going to see a lot more Western, a lot more other Eastern styles incorporate into the anime world. As we've seen, Ruby's already been introduced and actually has been successful. It has its own manga and stuff like that.
Seven Deadly. I don't know if Seven Deadly Sins was made in Japan or here.
It's a Japan one.
Okay.
Seven Deadly Sins is Japanese. But
I just know it's a Netflix original.
Yeah, Mahwaz.
Netflix original just means they took the rights to it.
Oh, okay.
Mahwaz, Korean graphic novels have looked more prominent, have looked really good, and I've enjoyed their stories a lot more. I've been seeing more and more of them actually prominent than I have seen Japanese manga. I know that we've seen that the Eastern and the Western have taken a lot of ideals and have actually taken them and improved them, like Avatar. One of the best examples I've seen of taking Eastern ideas.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Avatar is really good.
That is
Also
definitely
fits
Eastern.
within the fantasy aspect as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like Japanese fantasy.
Yeah, that's
kind of.
Japanese
Like that's
fantasy.
almost
That's
full
not Western.
Japanese. Yeah,
That's not Western fantasy. Western
that's not
is
medieval.
knights.
That's
Yeah.
more like
Eastern fantasy.
Asian style fantasy.
Yeah, that's why.
Maybe that's why I like it.
Yeah,
Well,
but
you're missing the reference to it though. Everyone in that world acts as if that world is the norm, and the decisions that they make are rational for what they have.
All right, here's a good classic. Berserker. That is a medieval. That is a twisted medieval.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I
And
fully
You
agree
know,
with that.
there's another one coming
There's a
out,
second
right?
season.
No, I did not
Yeah,
know.
Second season's coming out.
What? So
Yep.
they're going to continue? Really? I can't wait. That is going to be a good one. Because Berserker was crazy. It ended
have you read it, right?
No, I haven't read it, but when
That's
it ended...
the thing is how it ended, though. That's what took it to a horror.
Another good fantasy one is
Attack on Titan,
no, definitely not.
Princess Mononoke.
Yeah,
No, that is a good one. That
Yeah.
is. That's a
it
classic.
Takes,
Very classic.
It takes the world that it is. Everyone acts completely rationally for the world
The
that's
artwork is
See,
the
great.
decisions
Oh
that
my
they
God.
make
I
sense
think
with it.
we understand the idea of the fantasy, but it's just I keep repeating this over with going back to what we're
What
talking
about
about.
Spirit Way?
Is
I mean, that's a fantasy.
that is a fantasy, but I'm going with Japanese don't understand the Western medieval idea. That's
Okay,
why
no,
I think
yeah.
it's the
Yeah.
weakest idea because they never experienced.
Well,
Their-
just like you said, Avatar is a very
Eastern.
good
and that's why maybe you don't feel it doesn't fit because they aren't connected to the world. You don't feel that you don't have the fancy aspect. I'm just saying they don't have the medieval aspect to it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
Okay, I see
That's
you're
what.
saying now.
Yeah, that's what maybe you're thinking of differently. But as I said, that's why I think for anime and that I think we're going to see a lot more prominence in the effects of what we produce because we're taking so much of those ideas and we're using them to help improve our like a lot of Western stories. I mean, like of course Star Wars is a good example. That's able to take a lot of different aspects of the East and put it in, and we've seen them actually make a good movie out of it. Well, 3 of us haven't. 1 of us has. But we know,
Wars is awesome.
but you know, and we've seen that a lot more of our stories are being more in depth, and you know, of course, like Pixar is doing well. Pixar always is. Don't watch except the last movie. Do not watch it. The Good Dinosaur.
What? I thought that would be good.
I haven't got to see it yet.
It's a Pixar movie. Actually, I heard it bombed comparably for Pixar.
That's sad. I wanted
But
to
like
watch
Inside
that
Out.
too.
I mean,
Well,
people
Cars?
I want to see Inside Out so bad.
that's
That
an
one
idea
looks
because
good.
they
Big
know
Hero
how to
6
tell-
was awesome.
Yeah,
that was
then that was actually originally a Japanese and Marvel idea, and they took that and fused it. And we see that they are taking pieces from that, but the Japanese aren't. And it maybe it's several factors. Maybe because the annual salary of an artist or one that works there is less than $20,000 annually. They make less than minimum wage usually.
Well,
They do all their
And
side jobs too. Like, they do vocals,
side
too.
jobs and they work like overtime without being paid overtime because they are usually deadlines, and I think they're more salary based than.
I
hourly.
think that's one reason why anime is getting not as deep in quality anymore because they're rushing it too much, and that's a whole completely different subject though.
They're short term now, like
Yeah.
12 episodes.
Well, we're also
but-
doing that. You've seen a lot of our American shows doing miniseries instead of seasons.
well, I mean, if we're going to go into the political stance of the difference of their culture versus ours, that could probably be an entire podcast. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
with that, I do want to go ahead and end it there because we got way off topic for predictions of 2016
Right.
and just went into
Yeah, we did.
what is our perception of what is fantasy and things
Yeah,
like that. So.
yeah. We should really refocus that because
So summarize, I think we see
In
a lot of
short,
remakes.
actually, it's already summed up. I just want better stuff. What's better? I don't know, but I want that is all I got out of what I want out of 2016 for anime. So
I could go on for hours, so just Let's just go to the game.
If you can use words for it, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Other than, it needs to be better.
Well, I was gonna
want them to
explain.
focus on the plot, but I want good, pretty pictures.
I think
You
light novels
explained
is
it like
big-
a 4-year-old right
Like,
there.
They're rushing anime. There you go.
I think they're going to go to not light novels.
I
Really.
think everyone can agree.
Oh
with
yeah,
that.
light novels are
They're
awesome.
going to start light novels. I mean, they're going to that, like, instead of manga, they're going to light novels now.
If they would go, instead of trying to rush out the series, doing like hour-long OVAs, because
that'd be
each
awesome.
of those do really well. I mean,
yeah,
the
OVAs
best
are
one
fun,
is
yeah.
probably Gundam Unicorn, but again, that's going to be heading off topic. I don't see that happening in 2016. That's a hope.
What
for
do you see,
long-term
really
future.
quickly, because you didn't actually give your opinion about what you see in
I
2016.
don't see there being a drastic change in it. I would
Yeah.
see a couple of different things. Since a lot of it has been failing, they're going to be refocusing in a lot of different areas. As for what works, that's going to be what sticks. That's going to be where the change lies. So they're going to be trying a couple new things here early on, and then trying to find those series that can make them money, and then refocus into that.
Okay, and then...
Well,
really quickly,
I've been seeing a lot of remakes this year.
So you think it's going to be just a lot of remakes?
Yeah,
Actually,
I
that
see that.
is going to work really well because
'Cause, I mean-
merchandise already exists for it. They
Exactly.
can reprint merchandise that they already have.
So pretty much
People-
they're following the Western
yeah.
view of
I mean,
what we
it's
do.
it's
Okay.
usually like I said, the artwork remake from the old to the new artwork. They or either new
and a lot of
artwork.
second
It's-
seasons and third
Yeah.
seasons.
and we already have those fan base, so they're gonna attract them.
All right, so...
I do want to open up with Xerath, or not Xerath.
You,
I want to
yourself.
open up with third person me. No, I do want to open up with Toshi's character for the game. 'Cause-
Okay.
So the game's starting now.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, because
So-
we've already.
I'm gonna do a quick
Backtrack.
little summary, real quick, very quick, because we're running out of time. It's a game we play. I come up with a character. Everybody comes up with a character. Comes up with clues.
It's called Nerd Stomp.
Yep, it's called Nerd Stump. We come up with these characters. They all have to guess, and points are given away for winners. So I'm gonna start off. My first clue is female.
Hold on, what's the obvious clue?
Oh, sorry, I always forget that part. Okay,
It's an anime.
it is
character.
a anime character.
I know, I just have to ask to
Okay,
make sure it's all...
I know. You have to choose between anime character, anime series, video game character, or video game series. Mine is an anime character. The first clue is female. The second clue is carries giant sword. The third clue is blonde warrior. So what do you guys think?
Females that carry giant swords?
It's from
Mhm.
I've got to say it's from Inuyasha. What's her name? She has that little pet fox.
She doesn't have a giant
Of
sword.
course.
She doesn't have a
No, wait.
s-
Oh,
It's
no.
the
Damn
boomerang.
it. That's
Yeah,
boomerang.
sure.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
That's
That
fine.
and she's not a blonde warrior.
Yeah.
That's true. I just thought.
Hold on,
okay,
wait.
There she is. Okay,
Wait.
no.
And
Damn.
we all know this.
Total bad.
In theory.
Failed.
I talk about it quite a lot.
Okay.
Okay, I mean,
It's
I would. The only character that comes to mind at all is Saber. The only reason that giant sword comes to mind is because of Excalibur. It shoots a giant wave. So, it's not direct, but that's the only
That's
one
a
I've
really
got.
good guess, though. I mean, that's way better than what I was thinking. All right, Human, do you have any guesses?
No, you know how I am with this stuff.
Think manga. I mean, anime characters and manga characters are pretty similar.
Yeah, but they're black and white in manga.
Yeah, they're black and white, so
No
that's why I
blonde
can...
on that.
Yeah, that's why I can never tell.
All right, so for you, it's going to be a black-haired character.
That doesn't help me. Originally, I thought it was Elsa from Fairy Tale, but that's
That's
might
what I
be
thought too.
gray-haired.
I thought it was her.
yeah, I thought it was Elsa from Fairy Tale, but that's impossible. You said blonde hair. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I think in the anime she's redheaded.
Yeah,
so,
she's redheaded.
Yeah.
so
What about you, Man Meat?
I was gonna get my second guess and he took it, but it was spelled redhead too.
I guess those are our guesses now for that one. So
Just Elsa?
I'm going with that. I can't think of
Elsa or Urza?
Urza. I was like,
Urza, yeah.
Every time you guys said Elsa, I was like,
the
Ice
Frozen.
Queen?
The Frozen.
I just know fairy tale, whatever that.
I mean,
girl,
yeah, she's blondish,
She
but
equips
really?
everything.
it. Yeah.
All right, so a quick guess from you, Human.
Ursa. I'm going Ursa right now because
All
I
right.
can't think of it.
And Man Meat,
Just anyone, any.
blonde warrior, female, and carries giant sword.
Carries a giant sword.
Oh, got it.
Ugh.
All right, go.
No.
No,
I'm wrong
you-
on my first one, but I know what it is. For
My
when
second
Okay.
one.
Yeah,
I'm
just take a
thinking
guess,
my
just take a
second one.
guess.
Oh man, I was trying to guess while you guys were guessing, but he took my answer. So,
Just
go.
random
Just a
character.
random guess then. If you,
Because I'm going to give the final clue.
there's
So,
another clue that may help you.
Oh my god.
Just say a random character. Say Songo again.
Songo again. Oh
Okay,
my god,
so
yeah, Songo
what's the
totally
second
no.
clue?
So you guys are incorrect. Now for the final clue, half Yoma.
Oh.
Sarah's over
Here,
here has
I
a
know
big old
it.
grin on his face.
Oh god.
You could be a total douche and pick one of the side characters.
Yeah, that wasn't gonna happen.
I don't know.
So what do you think? Good character?
Yeah, actually, I was when I thought about it afterward, I was like, oh no, it's her. I was like,
Now let's see if you know her name.
I do.
Oh, awesome. All right, human. Looks like you're deep in thought.
I don't know.
Female, blonde warrior, carries giant sword, and she is half Yoma. Come on, man. I know you know this one.
Oh, that even hurts more that I know it. I have to know it. Oh man.
Alright, I'm gonna give 30 seconds before I say what the answer is and get the point.
Oh no.
He's going to get the point, I know that. I don't know.
3, 2,
Just
1. Random guess.
Oh man.
Man, meet random guess.
I'm good.
Elizabeth, I don't know. From 7 to
Claire.
6.
Flare.
No,
Claire.
Claire.
Oh no! I
Claire
knew this
from-
from Claire Moore.
Yep, from Claymore.
Oh man. What?
Oh,
And you-
human, you've never seen?
Nope.
That hurts me that you knew I knew.
Nope, never seen
Yep.
it.
Claire from Claymore. She is a badass
She
character.
is.
I love her.
Good story too.
So,
Good story.
yeah.
Good story.
I get a point for that.
Great
Okay.
story.
Yeah, I didn't know. I've never seen that series. I never read it yet.
All right. Well, since Zeros, you got the point, you can go ahead with your character.
Alright, I'm actually gonna go with game series.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. Open world with lots to get sidetracked of and can kind of forget about the main story.
Okay, that's a lot of games.
Yeah. Next up, religious themes with no religious context. And then the last segment is
You weren't prepared.
the last question. The clue was the one I didn't get. I've got the final clue, but not that one. I'm gonna go with resource collection.
Resource collection. Okay, the only two games that popped in my head is Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts.
Open world?
No, I would have
Well,
think Destiny.
Well, it
Amazing,
depends.
yeah,
It's
Destiny.
old. Yeah, it depends on that.
Is it older? Because I mean, I was thinking Destiny.
Okay, well, I'm gonna
or-
guess no because he's like, what? Open world?
I mean, it could be Xenoblade
Yeah,
Chronicles in a way. Yeah.
Any
Yeah.
Final Fantasy would work, but
Yeah.
there's not open world to Kingdom Hearts.
I'm gonna go.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean by
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go
world.
Xenoblade Chronicles.
I was thinking world to world, like you jump from world to world in the gummy ship, and
Yeah, but the open world means basically giant sandbox.
okay, yeah, like oh,
I'm going to
Oh,
Xenoblade Chronicles X
oh.
right now.
I got it.
Mass Effect.
Okay.
I think I got it. Assassin's Creed.
Okay, you got the right idea. No, actually, Human got it.
What was it?
Xenoblade Chronicles.
Oh,
No, I
that
should
was
have guessed
good.
it.
I
He's
was
been
thinking
playing
about
it for hours lately.
Mm-hmm.
that.
All right.
You watched me play the final boss last night? No, night before last.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
Right
we'll
in
talk
front
about
of
that
it,
later. All right, so
Okay.
human, you got
Okay.
the point, so go.
My turn. Anime character.
Ah, yes.
Okay. Hot-headed. Strong punch. Starts out as I can't say that Tsundere.
Tsundere?
Yes.
Ooh, okay, so it's gonna be a girl, hot-headed, and
I think I've talked to everyone about this at least, so that's all I know.
Strong punch, Tsundere. Wow, nothing. At first, I was thinking Vegeta, and then you said Tsundere, and I was like, well, you guys have long hair and it's blonde.
I think my final clue may help a lot.
My guess is the name of the character that is on that beanie that you carry around behind you.
No.
On the beanie, that's a pillow.
That's
That's Umaru-chan.
It's a
Yeah, it's
punch.
a Mar-
She doesn't really punch that much, I don't think. She's not
She
a
does-
Tsundere
No,
either.
she isn't.
But that's your guess. I'm gonna guess. Crap, what's her name from Ruby? Blonde head.
That would be
Yang.
Yang. I'm gonna guess Yang because
No.
I don't know why it popped in my head.
Nope.
Nope.
I can't get this. I'm trying to think right now. Well, female.
Female, yeah.
Basically, you're gonna have to think something along the lines of
Strong
a
punch.
romantic one, because every single one of those has a female character, typically blonde, who punches the main character for being a pervert. And usually it's just related to them standing in a spot.
See, usually
and
my
the girl
clues
is-
are really easy, so I had to change it a little bit. Because usually I don't get to the final. Everyone's like, okay, there you go.
No, wait. Didn't have blonde hair. You didn't say blonde hair.
No, I didn't say blonde
I was
hair.
thinking blonde hair.
No, that's just because of the tropes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are the tropes.
Yeah.
Well, hold
that
on.
does fit, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she has blonde. It may be, but I don't think it is.
All right, so what's your guess?
It's black, gray, or possibly white.
Or red?
I'm drawing a
No,
blank.
no, it's
Just
manga.
Oh.
it's manga, yeah.
Manga.
I'll give you
No guess from you?
Yeah, I'm totally blank right now on female
All right,
punching.
so I guess final clue.
Hot Springs.
Okay.
So many.
I'm
I
gonna.
know.
Okay, I'm
It's
gonna
one
go
you definitely.
With, it was that show that was on Toonami. I have no idea what any of the characters' names are. I have no idea if any of them were blonde. I remember watching it as a child going, I don't understand why there's 3 versions of the same one. Why don't we just continue?
Could it?
Rama 1/2.
I was about to
I was
say,
thinking
could
about
it be
that.
Ranma one
Rama,
half?
yeah, Rama 1/2. That's what I
Okay,
was
so
thinking.
she's a tsundere.
He's a, yeah, kind of like.
Okay, your guess is Ranma.
Yeah,
right?
Rama, yeah.
Well, then my guess will be Ranma's girlfriend. What's her name? Holy tits.
Oh, I know. Who you're talking about.
Oh crap! What is her name? Chidori? No, that's Full Metal Panic. Oh my god, I can't think of her name. Can you think of her name?
No, I know who you're talking about though.
That's my guess though.
Would you tell me any name from any character, female, from Tenchi Muyo? Seriously, I'll take any of them. I don't remember their names at all. All I remember was not that great of an anime.
I didn't really watch too much of it.
I like the gist of that story though.
I should have made mine easier then.
This is pretty wide and generic.
Well, I made okay. Let's change the hot spring to hot spring dormitory.
Spring dormitory?
Yes. No, I talked to you about it. We've talked about it. I mentioned it to you before.
I wouldn't know the characters though.
Yeah, we talked. Girls dormitory.
I know. I'm trying to think now. It's hitting me. It's like
Prison
it has
school? But there's no hot springs. Hot springs. Nothing is popping in
I'm
my head.
just gonna pick a Japanese girl named Sakura.
I'm gonna still go with Rama 1/2 girlfriend. I know it's wrong, but
Oh, I already went with Rama 1/2.
Okay.
I thought it was the both gender. You know, when he goes back and forth because of hot springs.
what is it?
Naru. Love Hina.
Oh, love Hina.
Oh,
Hot
man.
springs.
It's been a long time since I've seen
Yeah,
Love Hina.
Love Hina is a good one. That one hurt. We watched that one a lot. I watched it.
All right, man meat.
All right, mine's gonna be a game. Well, what is that? Video game series.
Okay.
All right. So the first one is it uses gyms for. All right. So it's gonna. The first one would be gyms to improve their stats.
I'm listening.
All right, and then it's the best one out of the series. It's
Oh, so we're getting a specific title out of the series.
It's a
alright.
specific
Okay.
title.
yes, it is a specific title, but it is a series. It's a video game series. So let's see here. Dang, I don't want to give it away too much, but then again, there's a lot of games that do have it.
So, what was it? Stones to
Gyms.
Gyms to increase stats. And what was the second clue?
The second
Best in the
clue is, yep. I believe it's the best one in the series. I don't know. It is a
And so-
bias, but everybody there's a
so
lot of
what's
people
the
that,
third-
that
what's the
have
What's the
said
third?
it
What's the
is
third?
best.
What's the third one?
Third one? It is a fantasy.
Final Fantasy VII. Materia.
okay.
I just wanted to get the confirmation on the third one, but the first 2 clues pointed to
I'll
it.
say Final Fantasy 11, just because.
No, there's no gyms.
Yeah.
There's no.
I
There's
haven't
only
played
one
any Final
gym.
Fantasies except 13 and
There's
15.
only like one gym in Final Fantasy VII.
That's all I can think of.
Gosh, dang it.
My
I have a final question too, so
I
I'm
was
finding
see,
final clue.
I switched between. I was thinking Pokemon originally. It was like
Yeah,
gyms.
that's what I was thinking.
But I was like, no, he said stats. I'm like, they don't include stats. They include. Then you may get levels, and you get TMs, HMs sometimes. No TMs.
I think of the game that I played most recently that has, because there's a secondary one that I'm trying to think of. Had gem slots in your armor and things like that. If I can remember the titles.
Did you say gems or did you say gym?
Gems.
Like GEM? Oh, I thought you said gym.
like GYM.
Yes, that's why I said.
I was like, what?
I was like, oh,
Gym.
what the heck?
Yeah,
No,
no
gems.
wonder you said Pokemon.
I was like, what?
No, that's why I said stones.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, gems.
Then that does make it towards 7 because materia counts as stones and gems. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else that does that. I'm going with Final Fantasy 7 because that does sound like it would be that.
Like, here, you guys want to hear the final clue though?
Yeah.
Hang on.
No. You have to tell us if we're right or wrong.
Really? Is that how it is?
We do 3, then you tell.
All right. You guys got it.
Okay.
That was good because it is the best
So,
one.
okay,
Don't you agree?
No.
I think so.
Okay.
Why? No.
No.
Everybody said. I think it. A
It'll
lot of
be
people
Tactics
said
or 7.
it'd be
I'm
7.
Final Fantasy 8.
Okay, so
Seven.
because Xeris said it first, do we want to give him the point or give both you guys?
Both will get points.
Dang it! Then I should have changed my answer.
But no, really. What do you think is the best in your
Final Fantasy 8.
Really?
Yes.
See, I heard 8 too, but I love.
I'm gonna say
7.
15.
Everybody said
7 and 8 are typically back and forth.
Yeah, it is, but-
If you like the draw system or can stand the draw system, people like 8 better.
See-
if you don't like the draw system, then you're most likely going to like the materia system. That's really where it comes down to.
Usually the top 3 I've always heard 8, 7, 6.
Yes,
I would say those always. Well, tactics I will count.
tactics
But
beats
it's
all
a-
3 in majority of people's.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
not a
tactic was
number
fun.
series, so
Yeah.
that's why I don't count it that
Exactly.
way.
Okay, so
That's everyone. Yeah.
Well, I wanted to say my final clue was actually a remake in 2015, which
Yeah,
would
that
have
was
gave it.
that was blown it away.
Yeah, it was. I was
okay,
like,
All right.
so that was the end of the game.
So-
We're running really short on time, so
Okay.
let's have Xeris talk about his Xenoblade Chronicles X game playthrough a little bit, and then we got to move on to some other topics. So go.
Okay, so Darius, what did you think?
I absolutely loved the game. My main complaint still is on the main city theme. Both nighttime and daytime, it is the worst song in the game.
There's no way to custom that. Like
No,
you
you
No.
can't change it. You just have to bear it. Not Barrett from Final Fantasy VII.
I want to watch a bridge now.
But no, the gameplay, it starts out a little bit more slow. It's given the basic for the combat. You figure out how things work. You've got basic everything. So it's still complex, but you're given a lot more time to go through everything. About the midway point for the main campaign, you've got everything set up to how you want it. And then towards the end of the game, you have a lot more options presented to you of how you want to customize your character, how you want the options to work. And I shifted over to where I'm basically pressing buttons all the time. There's never a point in time where I can ignore buttons. I will always have the option of picking a different attack. My character will always have those cooldowns available. And just whatever the situation is, I have a way of dealing with it.
Okay, graphics wise, what you feel? How it looked?
It pushes the Wii U beyond its limits. It's really very heavy in what it wants you to see. The scenery is amazing. There are a couple small things that look a little bit grainy or pixelated.
Will it depend on the TV? Most likely, it was just
No,
No.
it's the game.
Yeah, it's just the limitations of the Wii U.
When I saw him playing it, I was like, oh, this game's pretty cool for the PlayStation 4, but it'd be better if they would spend. He's like, no, this is the Wii U. I'm like, oh, that makes it really cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are some scenes and everything like that that are just completely gorgeous. There's scenery that is, just beautiful in all of its aspects.
The whole map itself is awesome.
It's ridiculously big.
It's like
Okay.
you think Assassin's Creed's big? No.
Yeah. Basically, you have 5 different Assassin's Creed worlds that you can go to. The load system is actually very well done for it. It first loads up the base model and then overlays it with the detailed textures.
Okay. Sound. How would you say soundtrack is?
Outside literally the home city, and there's actually 2 different places in the home city you can go to that have different music, but it's not part of the main city, so you're not able to do what you need to in a lot of aspects. The sound and soundtrack is incredible. Different areas each have their own themes for day and night. Different battles have their own theme based upon if it's a regular enemy, a boss enemy, a named enemy, if you're fighting in your mech. It keeps it diverse. So outside of when you're in the home city, you have different music playing for different scenarios.
Okay. Difficulty.
Difficulty.
Now you have to think.
No,
not your standard. Your normal standard.
Yeah. No, it's a game that is very diverse in difficulty. If you want a challenging gameplay, it gives you that because you have to focus in on the numbers and you don't have to focus on leveling. It can do low level runs for a lot of it. The scale gameplay really adapts that as well because if you want to keep the challenge up, you can abandon your scale as much as possible to make this fight a bit more intense. And the scales, it's harder to recover HP, so you don't have the option of keeping scales up and running for some of those longer fights.
Sorry, go ahead.
You have to have a good balance between scale and base ground unit combat.
Mm-hmm. What did you think about the storyline?
I actually really enjoyed it. There were a couple of points where the game did a really good job of hinting at what was going on so that you could see, not necessarily into the future, but really tell what, where a direction was going. And then the plot twists, they weren't way out of left field. When someone did something that would be out of character, it wasn't out of character. They pointed to it multiple different times, and you just had to pay attention to it.
Okay.
And then...
Oh, keep going. I was finished this, and I was going to ask you another thing.
Yeah. The base plot line for it does get a little self-involved right at the end. It makes sense to what the plot line is, but it's a little bit much all right at the end as opposed to spacing that part out. I would have enjoyed seeing an additional chapter or 2 to the main campaign to explore that a little bit more deeply. Although, where I am now, it looks like I will be answering or exploring a bit more of those details. So,
okay. Well, next question I was going to ask is improvements or what you felt weak was, and you already explained it.
Yeah, actually, those are my own.
Yeah, those the music and near the final chapters, how it felt more self.
The only other area that I would have a complaint is don't make the button that makes you exit combat the same one that is related to time, context, sensitive input. It has a button, it's the B button, and you press that button to gain boosts for your teammates and keep your HP up.
You want it as a trigger button or something.
Yeah, it's the exit combat. So
can you change your configure buttons?
No, it's not.
Oh gosh.
So that button itself, you can also hit one of your attack commands, which uses 3,000 of your build-up points, kind of like MP, but you build it up over time through the combat. Well, you can use that, and a lot of times it'll trigger the B button command. So if you press it reactively or if you go into the drive and there's one that's going through and you press the B button afterward, you'll exit out of it, lose all of those points, and not have the benefit from it.
Okay.
So that is a little bit of an oversight. It's nothing that's overly huge, but it's definitely one of those things that when it happens, you're like,
replayability.
Replayability is huge.
Okay.
It has an online campaign, which I've hardly even touched. It has ridiculously over-the-top side quests available to further not only your characters in your group, but the entire city in itself.
Okay.
It's just one of those games that you can sink hours into without realizing it.
So overall, good. Play.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I solid 10 out of 10 or 9.9 out of 10 because of those 2 minor complaints.
All right.
From what I saw him playing towards the end, I want to play it, but I would lose my life.
That's why I stay away from MMOs.
It will absorb your soul, and you will be happy for it.
That's why I stay away from games now.
All right, so let's keep on rolling. How about 2016 predictions, and maybe this will work better next.
Within the video games?
Yeah, within video games.
Delays.
He's predicting more delays. You're predicting every major delay.
I predict that Kingdom Hearts, both 2.8/9 and 3 will be delayed. I predict that Mighty Number 9 is actually going to release on time at this point.
Well,
they're not going
from
delay
the
that
previous
one.
delays.
Yeah. Mighty Number 9 will not have any further delays. They're going to delay it a week just to spite me for that.
Yeah.
But I predict delays on things like the Castlevania. I predict delays on Final Fantasy 15.
I'm going to say the summer 2016 is confirmed to come out this year. As I told you, they've already completed the story from beginning to end. Now it's just the detail of graphics.
Delayed.
That's going to be my prediction.
Is
the graphics are going to get better because I don't play video games anymore.
Well,
I don't think the graphics can get any better because
that's why
we're not even we have 4K right now and it's not even.
Well, they haven't even touched 4K.
Exactly. So exactly.
This is what I'm predicting. As I say, I'm going to say 15 is going to come out this summer. That's what they are going to announce March when the game is coming out. This March is confirmed. They've already confirmed that it is coming out 2016. I'm going to say that it's going to be a huge, almost renaissance for Final Fantasy. That will actually get them back onto the forefront of JRPGs and get them back to being number 1/number 2. Dragon Quest is number 2 in Japan, number 1 in Japan.
What I find interesting is that you say that's like the Renaissance, but it actually follows a much more Western style story.
Well, no, I mean for the company itself.
Okay.
Because they've not had a lot of big hits.
Yeah.
And they've been actually on the downfall. They need something to help bring them back to life in that way. And 15 by how they're actually communicating with the community, how they're actually giving continuous updates, giving a demo and maybe even a second demo to players. They're actually more incorporating and trying to communicate what they're doing, what they're trying to improve, and listening to the people.
Making it a game that will last as opposed to Final Fantasy 13, which gets people to buy it, and they're like, oh, I just wasted $50.
So almost they're actually doing something that actually makes it improve and where we have opinions and we can see it.
I really hope it's an amazing game because their graphics engine, like the way the characters move, it puts a lot of other things to shame.
Yeah.
Like the way that
because you and I played the demo.
Yeah. Oh, I love
it. It was a great demo. You played part of it. I should bring it back and let you play.
Of what, 15?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only other Final Fantasy I've ever played was the demo of 15 and 13.
And that's why I want to say it's going to be one of those things that will help them get back. Next thing is Nintendo NX. What do you guys think? Is it going to be announced? What do you think it's going to be?
NX?
The new Nintendo system. The Wii U
I haven't heard anything about it.
Pretty much, honestly, the Wii U one of the biggest disappointments Nintendo. It's close to Virtual Boy in that way, to their regards. So supposedly, a new system is going to be announced this year.
If I was going to go with one, I would say that it's going to be Christmas time of this year. Christmas time either this year or next year.
I want to say next year. And supposedly, what they say, it looks towards a console system. Mm-hmm. The controller itself, almost 100% touch. It's like it looks like a whole view screen.
If Nintendo understood why it is that a lot of people aren't buying it, it's because they keep going for the gimmicks.
Yeah, that's the thing.
3DS didn't sell well initially because they tried to put it as 3D. People don't care that much about it. Wii U didn't sell that well to begin with because they didn't focus in on what the other ones were doing, which was power, the ability to run multiple things and do it well. Mm-hmm. They focused on touchscreen.
Yeah.
These add elements to it, but don't make them your main focus.
And that's why I think, and that's what people are looking. They patented a touchscreen thing. Supposedly it's going to get announced around E3.
I think they just need to stick with VRs, no touchscreens.
I predict that they're going to do another Smash Brothers game for it as its main sell point.
Well, no, the first official game is Dragon Quest 11. As I said, because Dragon Quest series in Japan, number 1 JRPG or RPG series in Japan. So that's really going to try to boost up the people wanting.
I think I got it. I think Zelda is actually going to be delayed to the NX.
Oh yeah, I bet you're right.
So I'm gonna mix my delay with Smash Brothers being on NX as one of the launch titles, and the Zelda game.
No, I'm not gonna say because when did Smash Brothers come out last year?
Yeah, Smash Brothers is 1 year old.
But see, that's the thing. It's still good. I mean, it's still one of the better ones.
They're gonna get their money's worth. We already have the last amount of DLC coming out for it. We've got everything that's going to sell about it is done. Mm-hmm. So when they bring the next one, that's going to sell the next console. they're doing it. If they are doing it more like
I'm
a
gonna wait a
business,
year.
then it's going to be one of the earliest launches, if not a launch title, for the system to sell it. The other option would be Mario Kart. Those are the two games that sold Wii U's.
I'm gonna say Mario Kart. I'm gonna say they're gonna save Smash for at least down the road, like a year or 2 years, when they know they need a boost.
Well, with Smash, what they're going to try to do is get people to buy it early. That way, they can sell the other games because they didn't sell the system. Smash Brothers sells systems.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to switch the road and go, hey, instead of releasing it at the end of life, let's release it at the beginning to sell consoles.
Well, I said that one's odd. And then VR. Let's just say, do you think VR is going to be bringing gaming more to the forefront, or do you think it's going to be a novelty?
I think VR's is a good thing because that's going to bring me back into gaming. And I'm most likely going to buy the Oculus Rift or the Sony. I'll probably buy a PlayStation 4 just for VR. The whole phone thing, where you put it on in the Google or whatever it was.
It's a Samsung.
No. He's talking about Google made a $5 cardboard box that you slip your phone in.
Oh, yeah.
And the Sony VR one is $99.
It's a good idea, but I'm not going to invest $99 for it.
Okay.
I mean, I'll go out, spend an extra $50 for the Oculus Rift or $300, whatever, and we can all play it here.
Okay.
Because I love VR.
Okay. Any other predictions? Meat?
No, I mean, since you guys touched up almost everything. That's pretty good.
I'm just wondering if there's going to be a huge independent title that actually goes, here's the game of the year type thing, because
That'd be cool.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky would be an interesting one.
But with that, we're actually out of time, so I just wanted to thank everyone for listening. And Toshi, you got any last thoughts?
No.
All right, so any last thoughts?
Do you have any last thoughts, Man Meat?
Not much here, but ski skate.
You're already saying okay.
Yo.
Okay, final thoughts are we doing? Just because we always include some type of anime gaming fashion, Lightning from Final Fantasy 13 actually did a modeling commercial for Louis Vuitton purses. Mm-hmm. And it's for the Series 4. That's just an interesting thing because I guess Louis Vuitton is one of those biggest type of companies that have that are known by a lot of
They're very expensive.
So she actually modeled it, and I like how Zeri said I thought that was a real person at the beginning. So that's how well it does, and it's an interesting idea.
Okay. Well, with that then, I just want to let everyone know to follow us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/nerdlagpodcast. You can also follow us at SoundCloud, www.soundcloud.com/nerdlag. And you can subscribe to us on YouTube by going to youtube.com and in the search bar type in nerd, L.A.G, spaced with periods in between, all caps, and you will see our channel pop up. Just click on our channel and click the like and subscribe.
Alright guys, so this is Toshi signing off. Bye guys.
And this is Man Meat. Thanks for having me. Special guest.
All right, this is Human. Remember, guys, don't regret the things that you do, regret the things that you don't.
Autobots, roll out!
Meet me.